Right? So that's what we are here to teach. That we are the biblical Jews. We are the greatest people on the earth.
That's
all right. Give me that.
The book of Numbers, chapter 1, verse 18. And they assembled all the congregations together on the first day of the second month.
This right here, this is your first census right here. Alright? Read.
And they declare their pedigrees.
The pedigree is a bloodline. It's the line that you come from. Alright? Read.
After their families. By the house of their father.
So you is what your father is. Like you said, that your father is a so-called Trinidadian, right? So you would be from the tribe of Benjamin. What's your father, brother? Yeah, you see a so-called African-American, so-called Haitian. Alright, so you will be an Israelite from the tribe of Judah. Alright, that's a mighty tribe. Jesus the Christ came from that tribe. Alright, get me, go back to Deuteronomy. Alright, so this the reason we know we the biblical Jews today, because we fit the curses that's written in the Bible.
Right.
Alright, get verse 15. We gonna show y'all some things, and y'all gonna tell me what people do it fit. Alright, read that.
The book of Deuteronomy, chapter 28, verse 15. But it shall come to pass, if thou wilt not hearken unto the voice of the Lord thy God,
read,
to observe, to do all his commandments and his statutes, which I command thee this day,
read,
that all these curses shall come upon thee and overtake thee.
So right now we live in the curses. God said if we broke his commandments, we were going to end up being cursed as a people. Alright, and I'm going to bring out some curses to prove that it's we the people that it's talking about. Alright, if I was to ask, how did the so-called black man get in America? What would y'all say? How did we get here?
What, the ships?
Ships? Huh? Slave trade, right? Transatlantic slave trade. That's how people got to Jamaica, to Trinidad, to all these different places. We went via cargo slave ship.
Right.
But guess what? Do y'all know that's in the Bible? We about to prove it this day. We about to prove it this day. Alright? Get that. You got that for me?
Yes, sir.
Alright, read that.
The book of Deuteronomy, chapter 28, verse 68. And the Lord shall bring thee into Egypt again with ships.
Because y'all know any history about the Israelites when they was in Egypt under Pharaoh? When they was in bondage in Egypt. When Moses parted the Red Sea and they were freed out, right? Alright, so he said, read that part again.
That was like Exodus, right?
Yeah, Exodus, right? I read that part again.
And the Lord.
Hey, hold on, brother. You don't want to miss this part, bro. Hold on. Yeah, read that.
And the Lord shall bring thee into Egypt again with ships.
So, did the children of Israel, did they need ships to go back to Egypt? They walked, right? They walked from Egypt. So do they need ships to go back? Alright, so now we're going to get the sense of what that's talking about. Because the Bible said it must be precept upon precept, line upon line, here a little and there a little. So the Bible explains itself. Alright, you got the precept? Alright, read that.
The book of Deuteronomy, chapter 5, verse 6. I am the Lord thy God,
read,
which brought thee out of the land of Egypt, from the house of bondage.
You see that? So Egypt means house of bondage. Read it again.
I am the Lord thy God, which brought thee out of the land of Egypt.
Out of the land of Egypt,
from the house of bondage.
Because that's what Egypt was called. Egypt means house of bondage.
Right.
Because that landmass Egypt, where we was in bondage at that time, it was called Mizraim. Alright? So when it's talking about Egypt, it's just talking about bondage. Alright? Now go back to 68.
The book of Deuteronomy, chapter 28, verse 68. And the Lord shall bring thee into Egypt.
Bondage, another word for bondage is slavery. How?
Again with ships. By the way, whereof.
Hold on. So he said the children of Israel were going to go into slavery with ships. Did that happen to any people on this earth? Look at it. Yeah, because the first time we went into bondage, we walked. So the second time we were coming into bondage, what this prophesied about, was going to be slave ships. That's going to be the form of transportation. Look at this picture on the bottom of this sign. Did this happen to any other people on the earth? Guess what? That was a tragic thing that happened to us. When you look, if you look at this picture, I don't know if you can see from there, but you can see that we stacked on top of each other on that boat. You know what I'm saying? And then we was defecating on one another, urinating. A lot of us died from starvation. We was chained up on that boat. Or during that transatlantic slave trade. Yeah, because they was throwing them off. They were eating good off us.
Some others rather just throw their children off before they allow their children to go into what they know they was going.
Man, guess what? Ain't nothing happened to no other people on the earth that will happen to us. That was a tragic event. You see what I'm saying? And that proves that is talking about us. Because nobody else went into slavery on ships. Alright? And get over 100 million of us died when that happened. That was the worst thing that was the greatest Holocaust on earth.
That's right.
But the thing about it though, with the nation though, they make you remember their Holocaust.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? When 9/11, they make you remember all that stuff.
Right.
But they want us to forget about slavery.
Right.
The reason they want us to forget about it because now we starting to read the Bible and we see that it's talking about that we can correlate and put that together to see who the chosen people is.
That's right.
Alright? Keep reading.
And the Lord shall bring thee into Egypt again with ships. By the way whereof I spake unto thee.
So he said, just like I said it's going to happen, it's going to happen. Because guess what? When that thing was prophesied about, it didn't happen yet. It just, you know what I'm saying? It prophesied way before it happened. Because he told us if you broke your commandments, this is going to be one of the punishments that's going to happen to you. You're going to be cursed, and your people going to go into slavery via cargo slave ships. Alright? Read.
Thou shalt see it no more. Again, there ye shall...
You got to stop at them commas. Read that part again.
By the way whereof I spake unto thee. Thou shalt see it no more. Again.
So he said, guess what? When you go into slavery on ship, you're not going to see your homeland no more again. Once we came to this side of the world, did we ever leave? If we want to leave, we got to go through all kind of all kind of extra stuff. We got to get a passport. If you're a convicted felon, which a lot of our people is, you can't even, if you're on probation, you can't even leave. You see what I'm saying? So that happened to us. Alright? Yeah, so yeah, he said you're not gonna see your homeland no more. So what is our homeland? What would y'all say the homeland is? Huh? Is it the whole continent of Africa? Huh? Nah, it's not. Because guess what? Jerusalem. Where's Jerusalem? What would you say Jerusalem is today? Huh? You said the Middle East, right? Guess what? In actuality, Jerusalem is northeast Africa. The nations try to separate Jerusalem from Africa, but it's all the same continent.
Right.
But but our homeland is Jerusalem, which is northeast Africa.
Right.
All right? We're gonna prove that. Yeah, so they put that out there to discredit that black folks was there in Jerusalem. They try to say it's Middle East and it was different people. Hence, what they say with Christ, they try to say Christ wasn't a so-called black man, but because they did that little discredit. You know what I'm saying? All right, read that.
Galatians chapter 4, verse 26. But Jerusalem, which is above, is free. Which is the mother of us all.
Which is what?
The mother of us all.
So they say Jerusalem is above, which is the mother of us all. Because creation started in Jerusalem. The Garden of Eden was in Jerusalem. The people are fighting over that land right now. They fighting over something that's not even theirs.
Right.
That's our land. You see what I'm saying? But we was cast out because we broke God's laws. Alright? Go back to Deuteronomy 28:68.
Deuteronomy chapter 28, verse 68. And the Lord shall bring thee into Egypt again. With ships. And the Lord shall bring thee into Egypt again with ships. By the way whereof I spake against unto thee. Thou shalt see it no more again.
Our homeland. Read.
And there ye shall be sold unto your enemies.
So it say once that boat docks, it say once you get off that boat, you're gonna be sold unto your enemies. Who was we sold to? When we got off that boat, who was we sold to? Y'all know who we were sold to?
She said the Europeans.
The Europeans. The white man. Y'all from Savannah?
He just got touched down from the A.
Okay, from the A. Okay. But guess what? If you go down there to River Street, they got all the stuff out there. They got the slave boats and everything out there. Alright? A lot of our people docked right here in Savannah. Some docked in Charleston, some docked in different ports. But they say once you get off that boat, you're going to be sold into your enemy. When we got off, we were sold to the so-called... Oh, so let me see. Where the picture is at? Oh, that ain't it. Alright, so when we got off that boat, we were sold to the other nations, to the white man. You feel what I'm saying? And they had us working in hard bondage. Alright? Keep reading.
And the Lord shall bring thee into Egypt again with ships, by the way whereof I spake unto thee.
Read.
Thou shalt not see it no more again.
Read.
And there ye shall be sold unto your enemies, for bondmen,
for slave men,
and bondwomen,
and slave women.
And no man shall buy you.
Meaning nobody gonna be able to redeem us from that situation. Alright? Didn't that happen to us? So it got to... What?
That our own people, which were kings and queens in Africa, that they originally sold slaves off to the Europeans.
Okay, guess what? We're gonna deal with that. Alright? So sister, we out here teaching that the blacks, Hispanic, and Native Americans are the Israelites according to the Bible. That's right. And I just showed that us coming here on slave ships was in the Bible. That's one of the curses that was put up on us. Alright? But the brother said that he heard an account that our own people sold us into bondage. Is that what you said, right? We're going to prove to you that those people that you call the so-called Africans today, we are not the same people.
That's right.
Alright? Give me Exodus 11 and 7. Give me somebody got a Zonathan? Give me the Zonathan. We're going to prove that. Because guess what? We answer all things, alright? The answer to everything is in this Bible.
That's right.
Everything we going through is in the Bible. So the solutions to the solutions to the problems in the community is in the Bible. Alright? And that's what we out here for. Alright? Got that?
Exodus chapter 11 verse 7.
Bring it out.
And they excuse me. But against any of the children of Israel shall not a dog move his tongue.
Cause that's what the Most High called the other nations. He called them dogs. But in this certain part, he referring to the Egyptians. All right, read.
Against man or beast. That ye may know how the Lord God put a difference between the Egyptians and Israel.
So the Most High God, he put a difference between the children of Israel and the Egyptians.
That's
right? Think about it, right? All dark people is not the same people. Cause think about the Chinese, all right? The Chinese and the Japanese look alike, right? But are they the same people? They'll go crazy if you call a Japanese or a Chinese. They're gonna go crazy,
right?
All right? If you meet a real African today, they're gonna let you know, man, we is not the same people. We don't even follow their customs. Right. All right, but we're gonna show you something though. All right, got it. Alright, so what we about to read right now, this the Zonathan Bible Comeback Dictionary. The nations know about something about us that we don't know, and they put it in here. Alright? Read that. We about to read about Ham. Alright?
Alright, this is the Zonathan Bible Dictionary. Ham, the youngest son of Noah, born probably about 96 years before the flood.
Alright, so when you know about Noah, right? Noah had 3 sons. Alright? When the flood came, only 8 people lived through that flood. That was Noah and his 3 sons and their wives. The whole earth was replenished through them. Alright? And we're reading about Noah, the people that descended from Ham. Alright? Read.
And one of 8 persons to live through the flood. He became the progenitor of the dark races.
Progenitor means the father. The father. Alright? So he became the what?
Progenitor of the dark races.
So it say Ham became the father of the dark races. But it's going to explain the dark races that it's talking about. Alright? Read.
Not the Negro.
Not the what?
Not the Negro.
Who are the Negroes today? Who they call the Negroes today? They call us, right? Alright, so it say not the Negroes, but it's going to explain who. Read.
But the Egyptians.
But the Egyptians. The Egyptians today is your Sudanese and Watusis. Alright? That's them. we don't act nothing like them, look like them or nothing. We just got the same complexion. All right, read.
Ethiopians,
The Ethiopians,
Libyans,
the Libyans,
and Canaanites.
and the Canaanites. All right, those are your Hamites today. We are different from them people.
Yes,
Hey, do we got a pyramid, book down here? Pilgrimage. We got that? All right.
Negroes are the descendants from the transatlantic slave trade.
Yeah, because the Negro, we the ones that descend from the transatlantic slave trade. So the thing about it is, what happened was they sold us to the enemy because guess what? They knew it was a difference between us and them. Yeah, guess what? I'm going to show you how we even got in there around them.
Verse 1. For behold, in those days and in that time, when I shall bring again the captivity of Judah and Jerusalem.
Alright, so that's talking about Judah or be the so-called the blacks today, the so-called African American, the so-called Haitians, the so-called Jamaicans. That'll be Judah. Alright, Native American of the southern kingdom of Israel, and in Israel is the Hispanics. Alright, read.
I will also gather all nations and will bring them down into the valley of Jehoshaphat.
So this talking about the other nations, not Israel, the nations outside of Israel. He said he gonna bring them down into the valley of Jehoshaphat, meaning the valley of this of decision. Alright?
Read. And will plead with them there for my people and for my heritage Israel.
Who is his heritage?
Israel.
So he said he gonna plead with them. When he's saying plead, he not talking about begging them now. Get that real quick. I'm gonna show y'all. Well, keep going. We even touch on that later. Alright?
Read. Whom they have scattered among the nations.
Who they have what?
Scattered among the nations.
Because we the ones scattered among the nations.
Right.
The transatlantic slave trade dropped us off in a bunch of different spots. Alright? Our people is everywhere right now. We got people in Russia, people in Belgium, London, Germany. We all over the earth right now. So we were scattered among the nations.
That's right.
Hold on. Let me get through this and I'm gonna get you a question. Alright?
Read. And parted my land.
And then what?
Parted my land.
Like if you watch the news right now, it's a lot of wars going on in Jerusalem. You got the so-called Jewish people, the so-called Jewish, because Jewish mean they want to be like us, and you got the so-called Palestinians, the Arabs. They out there fighting for that land. You see what I'm saying? Which is our land. So they parted their land. They parted our land. They fighting over our land. Alright?
Read. And they have cast lots for my people.
That's talking about auction blocks. What did I say? Ready? Cast lots. That's going into auction blocks. Alright? Nigga sold for 1,200, 12 for 500. That's what that's going into. They cast lots. Alright? Read.
For my people. And have given a boy for a harlot.
Because with the strong men, right? The bucks, they used to make them breeders. You feel what I'm saying? They made us breeders so they can get more strong men like that during slavery. That's what they did. Because they wanted them guys like to pick a bunch of cotton and haul all the mules around and all that stuff there. Alright?
Read. And sold a girl for wine that they might drink.
They used to rape our sisters. They used them for pleasure. Alright? That's what that's going into.
Read. Yea, what have ye to do with me, O Tyre and Zidon?
Tyre and Zidon is Hamite nations. When you read the lineage of Ham and their sons, you will find Tyre and Zidon in there. That's who it's talking about, the Hamites, the so-called Africans today.
Right.
Alright? Read. He said, what do you have to do with me? Because the transatlantic slave trade going until when they sold us to the so-called white man. Because we was in bondage by them.
Right.
Alright? Because we fled our land in 70 AD down into Egypt. Then they took us because we still had our customs. We had our fringes. We still had our beards on our face.
Right.
You feel what I'm saying? So they took us bondage and they sold us to the white man. Alright? So the Most High say, what you got to do with me? For messing with my people. Read.
And all the coasts of Palestine.
And all the coast of Palestine. That's going into your Arabs. Alright, the sub-Saharan slave trade is when the Arabs sold us. Alright, we was in bondage to the Arabs. Matter of fact, today in Libya and different parts out there, we are still being sold today.
That's right.
Yeah, go do your research. They selling us right now today. Alright? We still being sold by the Arabs. Alright? And Arabs had slaves too. Alright? Read.
And will ye render me a recompense? And if ye recompense me, swiftly and speedily will I return your recompense upon your head.
Basically, they gonna get what they did to us. Alright? They gonna get what they did to us. That was the Most High going into. Alright? Because guess what? They took his, we are the chosen people. They had us enslaved. Alright?
Read. Because ye have taken my silver and my gold, and have carried into your temples my goodly pleasant things. The children also of Judah and the children of Jerusalem.
Talking about us, because that's what they took. They had us in bondage, in servitude. Alright? When we was in bondage in Egypt, that was the so-called Africans today. Those the same people. They the one had us out there doing all that crazy stuff in bondage. Alright? Killing out the firstborn sons and all that. Had us worshiping dead gods. Those were the so-called Africans today. Read.
The children also of Judah and the children of Jerusalem have ye sold unto the Grecians.
Sold to the who?
Grecians.
Because they the ones sold us to the white man. The Grecians today will be the white man today. They sold us to them people. Alright? That's how you know it's a difference between us and them. Right. We are not the same people.
Now they will see the true men of God. We are not black men, we are the Israelites. Take care of us. And our children too. And our children too. We have repented. How are you? People want to know who's the king.
Oh, nation of Israel, it's time to return to the Father. Oh, nation of Israel, it's time to return to the Father.
Now why they trying to make it so hard to serve God? And why when I say that I'm a Jew, it sound odd? For years I've been walking around saying that I'm a black man. I ain't saying that no more, it sound wrong, man.
This is Bishop Nathaniel of Israel United in Christ. Please subscribe to our YouTube channels. Stay up to date with our latest events, music, and classroom lessons. IUIC plans to continue visiting different countries where this gospel has not been preached before. IUIC needs your help in pushing this truth. So join us. Subscribe to our Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, and podcast, and stay up to date with us. For more information, please visit www.israelunite.org.